Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 512 of Good Luck High Five.
That's right. You're listening to a podcast that's for you if you play Magic the Gathering. Whether you headed out to the Brothers War pre-release last weekend.
Yeah, baby.
Or you're super stoked for MagicCon Philadelphia next spring, we are here for you.
I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts, Megan.
And yeah, I was one of those people who went out to play the Brothers War pre-release this past weekend.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Sick.
I had such a fun time, and I've got my deck here. I'm going to share with you my first thoughts and insights about the format. It's going to be released on Tuesday on Arena. So today, the first day if you're listening to this podcast when it comes out. And of course, release day is this Friday, so you can go pick up whatever you need from your LGS, although you also could do that during the pre-release, which is new. It's a new thing.
It's a new thing.
You could draft at the pre-release. It's a new thing.
It's a new thing.
So yeah, we're going to talk all about Brothers War Limited before it drops on Arena.
Yes, we're also going to have a story time with Meghan. I'm going to get you, we're going to start getting caught up on all of the really big stories.
Okay, good.
There's big stories happening. And we're going to have a flavor text theater.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. I've got some packs here. How did I get these?
Oh.
I didn't pay for them. I'll tell you that much. Wink, wink. I didn't steal them.
Is it that you got them at the pre-release? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I won them.
Okay, good. Okay. Just checking in on how Maria got these packs.
Maria outs herself as a thief on her own podcast.
Wow. Put that as the title of this YouTube video.
I mean, that would get us there. We get our clicks, you know?
Oh, yeah. Get those clicks.
Get those clicks.
Anyway, before we get started, we have people to thank for making this video speculatively titled Maria Outs Herself as a Thief on Her Own Podcast. First and foremost amongst them are you, the listeners of this podcast.
Don't make me have to steal packs of the Brothers War. I would like to buy them outright, and I can with your help.
Wow. Maria would like to,
actually purchase
Maria would like
things.
to actually purchase
Save me from a life of crime by becoming a patron. You can do it on our website, patreon.com/GLHF Magic. We've got different tiers to become a patron. You can even go below those tiers for just like $1 an episode. You can be, $1 a month. That's even a better deal. It's like 25 cents an episode. You can become a patron and join our family. A patronage of any amount gets you into our Discord server, which is a fabulous place to hang out, share pictures of your decks from the pre-release, any decks you're building.
Maria, saved from life of crime by you.
By you.
Saved from life of crime. Thank you especially to our new patrons since the last episode. Since the last episode. This one is for you, Stephen and Marcus.
Yay, thank you, Stephen and Marcus.
Stephen and Marcus, this episode is yours. And again, if you want to claim a specific part of this episode, you just have to drop a message in the Discord saying which part is yours.
We would love to dedicate an episode to you. So become a patron before the next episode. Get on in our sweet deals. We've got that playmat challenge going, starting in earnest next month, but starting on the 28th this month for anybody who's already a patron. We talked about on previous shows. You can check us out on Twitter to find out more about that if you want to.
We also have new buttons.
Yes.
I dropped a photo of these in the Discord because they are awesome looking
cute
buttons. We'll be sending them out to everyone that we send a playmat out to, obviously. But also there are a new reward for $20 and more a month patrons.
Get a button.
Buttons.
Yeah, somewhere else we're going to send some buttons to is Card Kingdom.
Ooh, Card Kingdom. One of the excellent sponsors of this podcast.
Yes, we love them. You can check them out at cardkingdom.com/GLHF. Get yourself some Brothers War product. I had a blast playing Sealed with this. So if you want to play some Sealed with your friends, get yourself a box at Card Kingdom. Get yourself some of those singles if you like those retro frame artifacts. If you want to bling out your commander deck or something like that, they've got them. cardkingdom.com/GLHF. Excellent shipping, fast customer service. Wait, reverse that. Strike that. Reverse it. Fast shipping. Excellent customer service.
Maria outs herself as a thief on her own podcast, sponsored by Card Kingdom.
Sorry, Card Kingdom. Okay, let's talk about the Brothers War pre-release.
Wow, Maria, how was it?
It was so much fun. I went to my local game store and played some Sealed, and I wasn't really quite sure what to expect from this set.
Yeah. It looks wild, man.
But it was totally bonkers. years. I had so many games where something happened that felt like an unset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something that was just like completely over the top, doesn't normally happen in a normal game of Magic, etc. Really cool, fun, exciting stuff occurred.
Nice.
So that was kind of like my takeaway because of the presence of these, old school artifacts which appear in the packs. Some stuff that can happen in games of Limited that you're just not expecting.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put up a picture of my deck for everybody who's watching the video. For anyone who's listening, a picture of the deck is included in the show notes, so you can just go look at that. I played green-black. I built 2 decks. One was a blue-white Flyers deck, which I don't know how good it was. I never tried to play it because this green-black deck just proved to be very good.
Nice.
So my promo card was Gix's Command.
This card seems very good.
Read that one for the listeners.
Right. 3 black for a sorcery.
Yeah.
Choose 2. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to one creature. It gains lifelink until end of turn.
Seems good. Yeah.
Destroy each creature with power 2 or less.
Seems good. Yeah.
Return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand.
Yep.
Seems good.
Seems good.
Each opponent sacrifices a creature with the highest power among creatures they control.
Seems good.
Seems good.
You get to do 2 of those.
Wow.
For 5 mana.
That seems good.
That's not 6 mana. That's 5 mana.
That's 5 mana. What a deal.
And it's a beautiful foil.
It is a beautiful foil.
So that was, of course, the first card I opened, and I was like, I think that's where I'm going to be headed is black. And then I proceeded to open Titania's Command.
Also quite good.
So I had 2 commands in this deck.
Also just quite good.
Titania's Command lets you gain life by exiling somebody's graveyard, and it's all of the cards in the graveyard. So one time I gained 15 off that.
Dang. And also you get rid of any pesky unearthed stuff hanging around.
Exactly. It's extremely relevant.
Search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped and shuffle. Create 2 2/2 green bear creature tokens.
Make some bears.
Or put 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control.
Yeah.
That seems quite good.
It's great. And I had Awaken the Woods to go with Titania's Command.
Oh my goodness.
Which is a mythic. And this one you make X/1/1 green forest dryad land creature tokens.
Wow.
So you make a bunch of land creatures. You can use that for mana if you feeling feisty.
Yeah.
And then you cast Titania's Command. You put +1/+1 counters on everybody.
Jeez.
And you swing.
Seems good.
For the fences.
Seems good.
Those are some of the hits of the deck.
Yeah.
Obviously the commands are good.
Yes.
Everybody.
Wow. You heard it here first and only here. We're brave enough to say it.
We're brave enough to say it.
The commands are good.
The commands are good. I also opened this full art Llanowar Wastes.
It's beautiful.
Which is gorgeous.
Very
I feel
pretty.
like this was a sign from Urza himself.
Yes.
That I should play this color pair.
Don't listen to signs from that guy. He's bad.
That's true.
By which I mean evil. Cards are probably fine.
I have some retro artifacts in this deck.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about them.
I played Sigil of Valor. Do you remember this card?
Oh, wow. Yeah, of course.
So this is the 2-mana artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other creature you control. So that's great.
That seems
with
really
my
nice.
Awaken the Woods, right?
Yeah.
Pump up all my little friends with this card. I also had the green-black spider, which kills a permanent.
Oh, nice.
If you sacrifice a creature.
Very, very good.
Excellent little Spidey. So those are my reasons for playing green-black primarily. But the deck was just solid at a lot of removal. I had Disfigure in foil, -2/-2 at instant speed. I played Shoot Down, which is 4 and a green for a sorcery, exile target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying.
Seems good.
Play it. I would have played 2 of these.
Yeah, if you had them.
I don't care.
All
I know
right.
it's sorcery because it's kind of a drawback, but whatever. It hits almost everything you care about in the set. It's fine. And I also had Corrupt, which deals damage equal to the number of swamps you control to a creature, and then you gain that life, which is great. And a kind of removal spell in Gix's Caress, which is 3 mana, and you go steal something out of their hand. But then you also make a tapped Power Stone token.
Nice.
And the reason I played Gix's Caress, I mean, this is a fine card and sealed, but was mostly to make the Power Stone token.
Wow.
I just wanted one. I only had 2 ways to make them. Stone Retrieval Unit, the little 4 mana 2/3 was the only other way that I made them. But I had Alloy Animist in my deck, which is single green mana for a 1/1. 2 and a green until end of turn. Target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 4/4 artifact creature.
Ooh, so you want them Power Stones.
Get them Power Stones. Animate them into 4/4s.
Great.
I suppose I could have animated my Sigil of Valor too if I was feeling strange.
Yeah. So what was your feel of the format? Was it fast? Was it slow? Was it bomby? What was it?
Great question. It felt pretty balanced from my experience. At least with this deck, I had enough removal to be able to deal with something if my opponent was playing something too scary.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel crushed by that. In my first round, I played somebody who was playing red-white extreme aggressive tricks and enchantments on their creatures to buff them up, that kind of thing. It was very spooky.
Yeah.
I was very scared. So it does seem like a viable archetype. So I will just put that out there. That was the only time I played somebody playing an aggressive deck. It can get grindy, obviously, because we're making power stones. We're spending a mana to create like these huge creatures. I had only one in this deck that was one of those prototype cards.
Yeah.
Cradle Clear Cutter. This one's not exciting. It's 2 and a green for a 1/3, or if you pay 6 mana, it's a 3/6.
Yeah.
But you can tap to add green equal to its power. So that'll ramp you up to the other prototype dudes.
Yeah.
So I think probably it will trend towards being slower unless that red-white deck really proves to be super strong. I didn't even mention my Urza's Battlethopter.
We don't like him.
There is his Battlethopter, everybody.
There he is.
It's a good card. It's a 1/2 flash flyer, and then it gets bigger every time you cast a spell with the amount of mana. If it's more than its power, it gets a counter.
Wow.
So that's a good little flyer.
That seems all right.
So yeah, I would say it's probably going to trend towards being slower. Just because of the nature of what Wizards is trying to do with this set. But I never felt like completely oppressed by anything anybody played. I had Mishra played against me a couple of times. I had a giant 5/6 lifelinking flyer. I don't know. There's some enormous, a 7/7 that copies something, but is still a 7/7 played against me. All of this stuff. Yeah. And I was still like, okay, I'm able to manage myself in spite of this.
Managing yourself. An important skill.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, match 1, I won against red-white aggro tricks is what I wrote.
Yeah.
Match 2, this one was against a listener. Hi there. It was a fabulous game. They had an Espery deck which had those enormous bombs I just mentioned.
Nice.
And they're like, I played one game with them. They played a Millstone, and I was like, oh, you're running Millstone. Okay. Because it's one of the retro frame artifacts you can open in this set. And they were like, that's not the full extent of my shame. And I was like, whoa, what's happening here? They had 3 Millstones in their deck.
Oh? Oh, no. I guess is all I can really say about that.
They're just like, hey, if I open 3 of these Millstones, I think it's just basically a sign.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Obviously, that's what you're supposed to do.
So almost got milled there. Was pretty spooky. Round number 3. Where did I write round number 3 in my book here?
I don't know.
Who can say?
No one can say that except you.
Who can say? Yes. Round number 3, I played against somebody who had Mishra and also had the Golem, the 3/3 Golem. What the heck is it called? Where it makes 2 other 3/3s, you know?
Oh, Skitter Beam.
It's just real annoying. But managed to survive through that as well. My final round, was the round that I lost, so I went 3-1. Played against green-white artifacts, and this was mostly artifacts.
Ooh.
And it was an incredible deck.
Very
Absolutely
cool.
Incredible. There is 3 little artifact friends you can assemble for Tron in this format. They had 2 of the 3, but the assembly worker is a creature type, and there's a card that goes and gets assembly workers from your deck. Do you remember that card?
Yeah.
It's back in this set, and all these little friends are assembly workers. So that card I think is going to be very stupid.
Ooh.
If you assemble the assembly workers Tron's package, you get to gain life, draw cards, and add mana to your mana pool.
Nice.
Anyway, that's going to be a goal in draft.
Yeah,
Hashtag
absolutely.
Goals. That deck was, I wish I'd taken a picture of it, everybody. It was a thing of pure beauty. Artifacts, wow, you can go completely off the rails with them in this format. I'm super, super excited to draft this set. I think it's going to be just a killer in draft as opposed to sealed. The other thing I wanted to mention briefly was I opened these retro frame artifacts. Yeah. Okay. Mesmeric Orb. It's a mythic 2 mana artifact. Whenever a permanent becomes untapped, that permanent's controller mills a card. Okay.
Wow.
So speaking of being on the mill plan, I also opened Sculpting Steel. 3 mana rare. You may have Sculpting Steel enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact on the battlefield.
You have Mesmeric Orb, so you could do that.
Here you go. You do this, and you play a deck. You just play all of your cards.
Yeah. And then you just try to never tap anything.
And then you just mill your opponent out.
Yeah.
Before you do. That's the plan. Just kidding. I didn't do this, but I could have. I could have.
Wow.
Fantastic time. Really cool and unique decks I saw from everybody. The format was extremely fun. I think this is the most fun I had at a pre-release with the deck in quite a while.
Nice.
Just because it felt like there's so many interesting things that you can do.
Yeah.
Because of the weird artifacts that you're finding in your pools, and because of the creativity that deck building affords you when you have so many artifacts available.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about color as much.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Very cool.
So anyway, that's my read on the format. I hope you all had a blast if you went out there too. And I'm so excited to draft this on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. So speaking of, we're going to give you a little boost for your draft experience by talking through some of the archetypes.
Yes.
And we're just going to give you a real quick rundown, right? Because right now there's not enough data to be like, which of these is good? Which of these is bad? But we're going to be like, here's what they are.
Here's what you should be focusing
on. All right.
A roadmap, if you will.
Yeah, so we'll kick it off with white blue, which is like a soldier tribal.
Yeah, this is the second deck
archetype.
I tried to build, and it looked pretty good, honestly.
Yeah.
I wish I could have tried it. Well, maybe not, because that would mean this deck wasn't that good. But this is also the one I'm interested to see if it makes a standard deck.
Yeah, absolutely. So this has uncommons like Yoshin Tactician, which is 2 white blue for a 3/4 that says other soldiers you control get +1/+1. And then Mass Production, which is 5 and a white sorcery, create 4 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens. So, you're just in white blue trying to make a bunch of little soldiers and pump them all up and get in there.
Yeah, this archetype seems right up my alley. I'm so excited to try it out. This one sounds like something you'd be interested in, Megan.
Yes, it is. Yeah, blue-black is all about giving you bonuses for drawing a second card in a turn. Which I want to do anyways. So this has cards like Evangel of Synthesis, which is blue-black for a 2/3 Phyrexian human cleric. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card, then discard a card.
Nice.
As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, it gets +1/+0 and has Menace.
And then you pair that with Latinum Adept, 3 and a blue for a 3/3 human wizard. Whenever you draw your second card on each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it.
Like, yes, please. All I want to do
sounds very cool.
Is be rewarded for what I want to be doing anyways, which is drawing extra cards.
And then, P.S. Howling Mine is in the set.
I know. Look, I know. I can dream.
That sounds like a beautiful dream.
I can dream.
Red-black is Artifact Sacrifice, which seems like exactly what it would be if you were just to throw a dart in the dark at this format.
Recently, that is what it does. Junkyard Genius is the gold uncommon for this. 1 black, red for a 2/2 human artificer. When it enters the battlefield, create a tapped Power Stone token.
Great.
1 black, red, sacrifice another creature or artifact until end of turn. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain menace and haste.
Oh,
that seems pretty powerful.
Absolutely. And Power Stones, like, they're kind of just running rampant in this set. Like, I just was playing Gix's Caress, which just randomly makes a Power Stone, and you're like, get in the deck.
And I also like you can't use them to cast non-artifact spells, but you can use them to activate abilities.
Absolutely.
So you can use the Power Stone to activate this ability and sacrifice the Power Stone you tapped.
Yeah, perfect.
Like, fine.
Value.
Okay. And all of your creatures get +1/+0, menace and haste?
Yeah.
Woof.
And there's cards in red that make you either pump your team or make you 1/1s.
Yeah.
So you have the flexibility to be able to make an army and then pump them up.
There's also Goblin Blast Runner. This is such a wild card. Red for a 1/2 goblin. It gets +2/+0 and has menace as long as you sacrificed a permanent this turn.
Okay. This can get out of control rather quickly.
Love it a lot.
Red-green is Power Stone forward as well. Power Stone mid-range.
Power Stone forward.
The taste of red-green. Power Stone
yes,
forward.
very Power Stone forward. Delicious.
I would love to make a Power Stone cocktail. Power Stone forward tastes kind of like rock. Tastes like a rock. I feel like I could tap it to pay for some artifacts.
Yes.
Yes. So their gold uncommon is Arbalist in Engineers.
Yes.
Am I saying that right? 1 red green for a 2/2 human artificer. When Arbalest Engineers enters the battlefield, choose one. It deals 1 damage to any target. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It gains trample and haste until end of turn. Or create a tapped Power Stone token.
So this kind of seems like classic, like value-y mid-range for red-green here.
Classic.
It's not doing anything really super like pinpoint specific. It's just like, hey, do you know what? Cast this card, you'll get some value.
There's also Argothian Opportunist. 2 and a green for a 3/2 human scout. When it enters the battlefield, create a tapped Power Stone token.
Ooh, nice. So this is maybe also, if you want to be casting those big boys,
That's what you got to do.
maybe you want to be in red-green. Make yourself a bunch of Power Stones.
I'm telling you, I would have run every single copy I had of that card if I had opened any. That seems incredible.
Argothian Opportunist?
Absolutely.
Yeah, seems very good.
It's already a 3/2, and then you just also get a Power
also
Stone.
get a Power Stone.
Gross.
Nice. Yeah. Next up is green-white, which is artifact enters the battlefield triggers.
Sick.
Yeah, so this has Yoshin Dissident, green-white for a 1/1 human artificer. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. God. No big deal.
That seems like it could get stupid very, very, very fast.
No big deal.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's other cards that care about this as well. Vigilance for Phalanx Vanguard, 1 and a white for a 2/2 human soldier. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn, whatever.
Nice. Again, you're just like doing what you want to do. Yeah, Perimeter Patrol, 2 and a green for a 3/3. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just do it.
That was the deck I played against. That was extremely strong. So
yeah,
everybody, it's possible. That was a sealed deck, not even a draft, okay?
Nice.
White-black is recursive aggro.
Yeah, so recursive, you're going to try and get your stuff back from the graveyard. It has Hero of the Dunes, 3 white-black for a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, return target artifact or creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Really good.
Creatures you control with mana value 3 or less get +1/+0.
So we're playing around our graveyards a lot in this set because of Unearth. And I want to point out a card I played, which is Carrion Locust. I was a 2/1 flyer for 3 mana, 2 and a black. When it enters the battlefield, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. If it was a creature card, that player loses 1 life.
Pretty powerful.
Let me tell you, I thought this card was just going to be like, meh. I thought it was going to be okay. The number of times this mattered in the game was extremely high.
Yeah. I am sure.
So I just want to put that out there. Okay, everyone?
Yeah. This color pair also has No One Left Behind, 4 and a black. Sorcery, it costs 3 less to cast if it targets a creature card with mana value 3 or less. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield.
So important to note that these are caring about mana value 3 or less as well. So that's kind of where the aggro part of this recursive aggro comes in.
Nice.
So you want cheap stuff in black-white. Blue-red is Prowess.
Hello. I love me a Prowess.
Absolutely.
You know?
Welcome back.
You've just got a classic like Wing Commando, 2 and a blue, 2/2 flying Prowess.
It's terrifying.
I don't need any more text on a card. That is the perfect text on a card, okay?
Disfigure on sight. That's what I have to say about that card.
Flying Prowess.
Kill it.
The end.
Kill it.
I mean, you try.
I mean, if they're
have to do
tapped
it,
out.
I was going to say you have to do it when they have no mana available, or else you're going to get blown out.
Absolutely.
The uncommon for this is Third Path Iconoclast, blue-red for a 2/1 human monk. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. Great. Really amazing. Very nice.
These uncommons are out of this world.
Yeah, they're very good.
Get out of town, red, blue Prowess.
Yes. I really like this. It's also got cards like Machine Over Matter.
Wow,
which
is that going to win card name of the year?
It's a very good card name.
In the running for the Crimbies.
1 and a blue instant. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you control an artifact creature. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Like, great. Just a little tempo action. Blue-red, you can get in there with tempo, pump up all your prowess, bounce their stuff. Nice.
Beautiful. Black-green cares about the graveyard, shocking no one. Of
course it does.
Skyfisher Spider, my little Spidey friend, is the signpost uncommon here. I'm going to read it for you again. Reach 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, destroy target non-land permanent, so anything. When it dies, you may gain 1 life for each creature card in your graveyard. If you do, exile the Spidey.
Yeah. I just got to talk about this guy because I love the name. Ravenous Gigamole.
Oh, it's great. It's a great name.
Great name. 3 and a black, 2/3 for a creature mole horror.
There he is, the mole horror.
The mole horror.
Watch out.
When it enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. You may put a creature card from among the cards milled this way into your hand. If you don't, put a +1/+1 counter on Ravenous Gigamole.
So this is part of a cycle. This Gigamole. There's other cards that do a similar effect. Like I also was playing Blanchwood Prowler.
Yep.
There's a white one that's a flyer. They mill you, and then you can get a bonus. So the Blanchwood Prowler gets you a land if it's in the 3 that you milled. The Gigamole gets you a creature if it's in the 3 you milled. And if you don't hit anything, they get a +1/+1 counter.
Yeah.
This cycle is very good.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody.
Draw a card or have a bigger creature.
Draft them.
Nice.
Draft them.
Also in this archetype, there's Battlefield Butcher, 2 and a black for a 1/4. It has 5 tap. Each opponent loses 2 life. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each creature card in your graveyard.
What is going on in this
Really
art?
nice. Something spooky, okay?
It looks like the ghost of Christmas Future is hanging out there in that graveyard.
I think way in the background,
Yeah,
right?
like
There's
that
this
thing.
big spooky creature and this man is standing by his giant hand. I think that's what's happening.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Red-white is unearth aggro.
Great.
So plenty of ways to be aggressive in these colors. Hold on. Phylagi Vanguard is the name of this card. Grandma had to get close to the computer there. 2 red, white for a 2/3 human soldier. First strike. Whenever Phylagi Vanguard or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn.
Nice.
Trigger
Great.
it with unearth.
Nice.
Nice.
You also have stuff like Scrapwork Mutt.
Cute.
2 mana, artifact creature dog, 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Unearth, 1 and a red. You return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It has haste, exile at the beginning of the next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield.
Love it.
Great.
Great little, good boy.
Yeah.
Good boy. And of course, there's Juggernaut in this set too, with red unearth cost. So
Ooh.
remember what's in your opponent's graveyard.
Remember.
Don't be like me and forget about Juggernaut.
Well, yeah, just don't, honestly.
Yikes.
And then finally, there is green blue, which is Power Stone Ramp. It just wants you to make, do big things.
Do big things.
Make some Power Stones, cast a Depth Charge Colossus.
Jeez.
That's the 9 mana 9/9. It doesn't untap during your untap step. 3, untap it. Prototype,
Sick.
4 blue for a 6/6.
Yeah.
Nice.
The signpost uncommon here is Battery Bearer, 2 green blue for a 3/4 human artificer. Creatures you control have tap, add, colorless. This mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. So it's like they're all Power Stones.
They're all Power Stones. And whenever you cast an artifact spell with mana value 6 or greater, draw a card.
Grody.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really great. I'm super excited to see how this set plays out in draft.
Yeah, I think that anything that gives you Power Stones, incidental Power Stones,
Ooh.
automatically gets a plus half a grade mark.
All right.
Up from where it would normally be. Maybe even a full grade in some cases.
Interesting.
For instance, that 3/2 for 3 is probably that's a C- in a normal draft.
Yeah.
But I think that's a B-
Wow.
in this format.
Yeah.
I said it. I'm going on record.
Maria said it.
I said it.
Maria confesses to being a thief on her own podcast.
I'm so stoked to play this on Arena. It's coming out today. Of course, already available in your local game store last weekend and starting on Friday. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, on Thanksgiving, you can play in the Arena Open, which is going to be Brothers War Limited.
Yeah.
So I'm super stoked for
Really
that.
excited.
That's going to be sealed on day 1 and draft on day 2. Just like a GP, if you remember those glory days.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that's going to be Thanksgiving weekend. I'm going to eat a turkey and I'm going to draft another turkey.
One full turkey by yourself. Wait, draft a turkey?
That's what I'm calling a deck that goes gobble, gobble.
I thought you were gonna be like, if a deck goes like 1/3 or worse,
1/3 because it looks like
that deck's a turkey.
That looks
1/3,
like the tail, like the little tail feathers.
1/3, gobble gobble. All right.
It's time for story time with Meghan.
All right. I'm taking us all the way back because we never finished out the Dominaria United story.
Yeah.
And it is important to what is happening now.
Great.
So we're going to do chapter 2 of the Dominaria United story, Sands in the Hourglass, So Are the Days of Our Lives.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
But this title is just Sands in the Hourglass. Anyways, title aside, I maintain, I said this when we talked about the first one, which was all about Karn doing his cute little excavations, but then encountering children, and it was spooky. The writing is excellent in this series.
Great.
Really enjoying it. Great reads. So anyways, right, Karn was buried under all that rubble and the Phyrexians ran away.
Yeah.
And he's just laying there, trapped under a bunch of rubble, and he's like, I don't know how long I've been here. I'm a golem with no sense of time. So he's just like laying there being like, maybe someday someone will find me, and I don't know how long it's been.
Wow.
It is quite sad.
I mean, honestly, it's probably better he doesn't have an internal clock, because say you were there for a millennia, you would go, your mind would be gone.
Absolutely go crazy.
But if you don't, then you're just like, well, it could have been a day, could have been a week.
Yes.
And I'm not hungry. I'm a robot.
Oh man. Okay. This is like a brief aside.
Yeah.
I finally watched Inception for the first time in my life.
Wow.
Several months ago. Terrible film.
Whoa.
Also, all of the twists were worse than what I wanted them to be.
I mean not as good?
Yes.
Is that what you mean?
I thought of like every time I was like, there's going to be a twist and it would be so sick if this was the twist.
And then it wasn't the twist?
It was like, no, this is the twist. And I'm like, worse.
Gotta be real with you?
Worse.
No memory of this film.
Don't remember it. It's bad. Not worth the brain space. Anyways, moving on from
Did you know that
sometimes
Inception. You can have a part of your brain damaged or missing and you can't perceive time?
That makes sense.
Yeah, I heard a story about it on NPR. Somebody who is an ultra marathoner, and she's just like, yeah, I just run. That's where you run for like hundreds of miles and stuff. And she has this part of her brain doesn't quote unquote work, and so she'll be like, yeah, it could be a minute that I've been running, or it could be like literally like 10 hours.
That also seems like you have to be very careful about monitoring your body.
Absolutely.
Just to make sure, because like, what if it turns out it's been 10 hours and your body's like, I need water now.
I don't know, maybe.
Right? Like, yeah. That is fascinating.
I know, humanity.
Anyways, Inception is a bad film. This story is better. Okay.
Ooh, make this film.
Yes. Anyways, finally starts hearing some noise, and it turns out Ajani, who's still his regular self right now, has come and found him. Ajani is
good kitty.
Exactly. Undug him from this rubble. And Karn's like, how did you find me? And he's like, oh, when you stopped listening, like when you stopped responding to Joyra's letters.
My text. Oh.
Yeah, when you stopped responding to my text. They only kind of know each other. Okay. But he's like, when you stopped responding to Joyra's letters, there was a tracking spell put on them so she could tell when you opened them.
She has read receipts on those things.
Yeah, yes. Essentially, Joyra had mandatory read receipts on Karn's letter without telling him. And she could tell when he was moving the letters around also. It was like a little tracking thing. So it could tell when he had opened it and then when he was shuffling the papers around. And then obviously when he got trapped.
Is the FBI.
Yes. He hadn't been shuffling the papers around, so she got worried. She's like, something happened to him.
Wow.
He hasn't opened these letters now and moved them around. She sent Ajani to go find him.
Okay.
Which is great. Ajani finds him. Karn is like, I'm embarrassed that Joyra knows that I read her letters and didn't respond. I feel bad about that.
That's how everybody feels about texts with read receipts.
So anyways, Ajani's like, what's been happening here? And Karn was like, spooky Phyrexians were here. Shieldred was right over there. Everyone should be afraid, okay? And Ajani looks around and he's like, I believe you. Okay. So anyways, also Karn's like, how long has it been? And Ajani's like, a few months, sorry. So it turns out Karn was buried in rubble for a few months.
Wow.
Anyways, so they go back to like his little dig site. He locks up the Silex and everything without telling anybody about it. He has like the Silex still and the tablet that tells him more about it. And then they're like, we gotta go tell Jaya and Joda and like everybody else, Phyrexians are here.
Yeah.
And Ajani's like, that's great. Rada and the who's Keld and the Banalish Knights, Aaron are trying to like make a pact right now.
Okay. To fight the Phyrexians?
Exactly. No, not to fight. They're just trying to have peace in Dominaria between their two factions.
Well, yeah, you need peace before you can band
they
together.
don't know. No one knows about the Phyrexians yet. And Karn, so Ajani's like, they're all together right now, so let's go talk to them. And Karn's like, great, gonna tell them. So they get all of his stuff and they planeswalk through the blind eternities. You get some cute stuff where Karn's talking about the blind eternities. It's interesting. Anyways.
Nice.
Yeah. So they land somewhere in Dominaria. I forget which city.
I've got to say that if you're listening to this, what I want you to do when you're imagining these characters, Meghan says quotes from them sometimes like, hey, there was Shieldred right over there. I just need you to imagine in your mind's eye a Johnny and Karn talking and Karn just being like, yeah, man, Shieldred was right over there. And a Johnny being like, ooh, spooky Phyrexians.
Yeah, exactly. Just like
I would need you to imagine their mouths saying those things.
When you watch the trailer videos and you're seeing a Johnny's mouth open. Spooky Phyrexians. Okay.
That's what I require of you. Continue.
So they go to this meeting in Dominaria and Jaya and Joda are there and Karn's like, Phyrexians are coming. Oh, also there's a bird on the railing outside and he notices it. It's an orange bird. Cute. Anyways, Karn is like, Look, man, I saw the Phyrexians. They were here. They were here. There was like a whole staging ground. And for some reason, they don't believe him, really.
Oh.
They're just kind of like, no, that's impossible. Like they literally
So they're
can't.
the parents in a Goosebumps TV
like Jaya and Joda are like, the
show or
Phyrexians
novel.
can't cross the blind eternities. And Karn's like, I saw them. And Johnny's like, literally, why would Karn lie? He's a giant robot.
Cool story, bro.
Exactly. Like, I don't know why you think this robot lies.
I was not
Jaya
built
and Joda,
to lie.
Exactly. Jaya and Joda are like, look, let's get this frickin' peace accord signed first.
Yeah.
And Sten is there with the Banalish, and Sten is like, I believe you, dude.
Good move, Sten.
Exactly. Sten is apparently kind of an alarmist, which usually in a is a bad thing, but when you're in a horror movie is a good thing because you're right. So anyways, they're like, look, Karn, you're tired, go to bed.
No way! They grandma take your pills, Dim?
Yes, exactly. So like Karn and Johnny go and hang out. Karn makes this really cool scrying glass, and he just like again manufactures the stuff out of thin air because he can like manufacture things. That's his power.
Like that are the same kind of material as him?
Yes, or like basically like not like natural materials, but not organic materials.
Oh, okay, got it.
And so anyways, he like makes this cool scrying glass, and he
More
can
like a
see
crying glass. Am I
seriously,
right?
he's sad. So he like looks through it and he can see Joyra where she's working in her lab way on the other side of Dominaria and Shiv. And then he tries to see Phyrexians, but it like mists over. And Ajani's like, oh, they must like, they must have put something in place that you can't scry and see them.
They must have been smoking something.
Exactly. And Karn's like, well, Jaya's asking me to like prove where the Phyrexians are, and that's annoying. So anyways.
Well, look, they're all spying on each other constantly through one method or another.
Exactly. So anyways, meanwhile, Aaron and Rada are like about to sign a peace agreement between their two factions, but then Teferi planeswalks in, and Teferi's like, Phyrexians were on Kamigawa. Be spooked. And everyone is like, now we are spooked. And Karn is like, this is messed up.
I just told you.
Karn legitimately has a moment where he's like, what's important is that they now believe me, but also I'm mad that they believed Teferi and they didn't believe me.
Does Karn
He gets to have a moment about it.
Emotions?
Yes.
Obviously, he's a sad robot, but
yeah, he seems to have emotions.
He can be mad about this.
Yes.
Okay.
He doesn't really seem to have strong emotions, but he does seem to have them.
Okay.
So anyways, he's like, that's messed up. And then they don't sign the peace agreement because they're like, now we're worried about the Phyrexians. Anyways.
Well, God, just get it done and then worry about it. Takes 5 seconds.
Exactly.
Sign the paper.
Just sign the paper. And they're like, maybe we won't, though. Anyways, Teferi tells Karn and Johnny the Phyrexians took Tameo. Be spooked. Any of us could be a Phyrexian sleeper agent right now. And they're like, we are spooked. And everyone's like, except Karn. He can't be. Anyways.
Yeah, Karn has magical protection from being completed.
Exactly. Karn, while Joyra is asleep, Karn planeswalks to her workshop.
Karn watches her sleeping as a further invasion of privacy.
No, she was the one who invaded his privacy first by putting the tracking, by putting read receipts on the letters. He planeswalks while she's asleep, hides the Silex box like in a very disused like storage area in her warehouse, and then puts some tracking or some alarms on it in case people try and touch it.
So why do we have to worry about the Silex?
Karn's like, the Silex, his plan for it, and he says this a little bit later, is to take it to, when he learns how to explode it,
yeah,
he will planeswalk to New Phyrexia and explode it.
Okay,
yes.
so he's going to blow up the whole
That's
place.
what he wants to do. And he's like, nobody can know that this exists.
Well,
I am the
yeah.
only person who's truly trustworthy enough to know where the Silex is.
That's spooky.
So he hides the Silex. He runs into Sten, and Sten is like, listen, I believe you. We'll fight the Phyrexians when they come. And Karn is like, that's really nice, even though you're obviously paranoid. And not paranoid, but like you're kind of like an on edge dude.
Yeah.
And Sten is like, and when I find sleeper agents, I will murder them in cold blood. And Karn's like, that's a rough deal for people who didn't even know that they were Phyrexian sleeper agents. He's like, Sten must have been chosen for his ruthlessness. Anyways, probably, but at least he's believing Karn.
Yeah. I mean, man. But after you've revealed as a sleeper agent, your original self is gone, kind of.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyways, so Karn and Ajani go to talk to Jaya about the Phyrexians, and then that bird is still there, and Karn is like, why is this bird here? And he grabs the bird, and the bird is a Phyrexian.
Of course.
The bird explodes with tentacles that try and kill Karn. Anyways,
Wow.
so
Don't even trust a bird.
exactly, like they all have to fight it together. Powerful bird. They eventually put it in a cage. They take it into where Aaron and Rada are still having their like little meeting, and then they're like, "This bird was a Phyrexian sleeper agent the whole time."
Everywhere.
And then it turns out 3 of Aaron's guards were also Phyrexian sleeper agents, and they explode with tentacles. And so
Wow.
everyone's trying to fight these like new Phyrexians, just having shown themselves in this room. And so they evacuate people from the room, and then the planeswalkers are in there like fighting. Like Jaya makes like a flame that will incinerate them, while Joda makes a portal.
And so portals them right into the flame.
No. The planeswalkers like run through the portal into this tower, and Jaya like blasts everything with flame except one little tentacle piece of a Phyrexian, which like a worm, once it's severed, it can be its own thing. It goes and it runs through the portal with them, and then like escapes through a crack in the wall, and they're like, this is bad. And then they're all in this tower like murder mystery where they're looking at each other and like, saying,
this is the
who
thing.
Phyrexian here?
Let's test the blood in the petri dish.
Yes. Oh, I wish that they had that scene.
I know. Wouldn't it
is
be
very
great?
the thing. Like,
yeah. But is there a Phyrexian test? Is there any way to know? There's got to be
not
a
revealed.
way.
Not revealed by the end of this particular story, which we have arrived at.
That's fine, but I just have to say, if
if
you are an evil person and you're trying to make like sleeper agents and whatever, it's part of the rules that you have to have some kind of tell.
Yes. But also importantly, Ajani ran off chasing one of the Phyrexian knights when it like leapt out onto a balcony.
Oh, sure.
So in this room are like Jaya, Joda, Karn, and Sten, and Teferi.
Okay.
And so they're all like, you Phyrexian? You Phyrexian? You Phyrexian?
It's a Spider-Man meme.
Exactly.
I just like, it just really grinds my gears if I see some kind of sleeper agent storyline and there's like literal zero way to tell who is a sleeper agent, even if it's something dumb.
Right, because Karn was able to tell with the bird because it was like this type. He was like, it was specifically a thrush, and he saw it on this balcony when he first arrived, and he saw it on the balcony outside his room, and then he saw it on the balcony again, and it was like thrush are apparently like scared of some other bigger birds.
Yeah, but it was
there
just
was a seagull there, and it was just like sitting, and that's when he was like, "Oh, this bird is not behaving normally."
Great. Okay, this all started when I watched Battlestar Galactica. Everybody, that's what I'm getting all mad about. Like the only way to tell is like their spines lighting up red in the heat of the moment, and I'm like, "Give me a break." Anyway. Wow, that's some heavy stuff there.
All right, more next week.
Okay, so there's more on Dominaria before we get to Brothers War story. Ooh, okay. This is very exciting. I love the story. I'm in.
It's a good story.
And I know what's coming to some extent, and it's very sad.
Prepare yourself.
I can't. Everybody, it's come time to thank another one of our sponsors, Ultra Pro.
Yes.
And we have here some of their new Brothers War merch.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up this playmat because this looks really cool.
I've got deck boxes here with Urza and Mishra. You can take sides in the Brothers War. Who are you supporting? Who are you not supporting?
Or you can have this sick playmat, which I'm going to speculate. It's just war is bad. Don't pick sides, but be metal, man.
This is a really cool playmat.
This is a really cool playmat. It has like the two sides. It has Urza and Mishra.
Yeah.
Kind of facing away from each other in silhouette. It just is sick.
If you want
I don't know what
to
else to say about it.
like tell your brother that you're interested in going to war with him in kind of like a passive aggressive way, you could buy any of this stuff and just leave it in his room.
For remember, there's no time like the holidays to tell your brother that you want to go to war with him.
There's all of this stuff celebrating the Brothers War over at Ultra Pro. Link in the show notes.
Make the holidays interesting.
You can use code GLHF for 5%. You can go to war with your brother for 5% off with the code GLHF. They also have the giant wall scrolls.
Ooh, yeah.
Which look really, really cool from this set.
This playmat
Metal
is
AF.
It's just like really gorgeous. It's super cool.
This art is really, really neat. So if you're like, I need to decorate my room and I want to do it with the lowest impact effort on my part possible and have it still look good.
Ultra Pro. GLHF for 5% off.
Everybody, we are cracking open one of the boosters that I got lawfully.
It's a set booster.
From the Brothers War pre-release. And we're going to play Pick, Lick, or Flick with this.
Yes. Usually we know our first Flavor Text Theater is
movie pitches.
But don't worry.
Don't worry, it's coming.
We will have movie pitches in the future.
Yeah.
But we don't have enough time in this episode.
So we're just going to do a quick little Pick, Lick, or Flick. If Megan can open this package.
I can't.
Did you say I can't?
I just said I can't, Maria. I said I can't. As in I cannot.
Yes, you can.
What? I can't. Okay, here we go. Figured it out. Got there,
everybody. We go there.
This is really embarrassing for me.
Well, you're being very careful with it.
Okay.
You know? Oh, we get an art card because it's a set booster.
Ooh, it's one of the schematics.
The schematic. Sculpting steel. So
really cool.
This card, but that's the schematic art for it.
Looks great.
If you opened that. So we're gonna find the top 3 cards of
look at this pretty Power Stone token. Nice.
Or in this pack, and then we are going to choose whether we pick them, lick them, or flick them.
Oh wait, here's our Transformers card.
Ooh, we got a Transformers card.
Slicer Hired Muscle. Nice. This is a mythic. 4 and a red for a 3/4.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Double Strike Haste.
That seems really good. What's it transform?
Slicer High Speed Antagonist. This is the one where you can cast it for its other side.
Oh, okay.
Living Metal. As long as it's your turn, this vehicle is also a creature. It's a 3/2. First strike, haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, convert it at end of combat.
And then it goes back to its other side.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, that's a good card.
Nice.
Okay. What do you think about?
Okay, wait. Here's the 3. I pulled 3 off the top.
Ooh.
Okay, we have Soul Guide Lantern, which is a 1-mana artifact. When it enters the battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard, tap it, exile each opponent's graveyard, 1 and tap, sacrifice it, draw a card.
No.
Queen Kayla Bin Krug, 1 red, white for a 2/3 legendary creature human noble. 4 tap, discard all the cards in your hand, then draw that many cards. You may choose an artifact or creature card with mana value 1 you discarded this way. Then do the same for artifact or creature cards with mana values 2 and 3. Return those cards to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery.
Whoa.
That seems very good.
That's a lot of work, but...
And yield little Chromatic Star.
Chromatic Star!
One tap, sacrifice it, add 1 mana of any color. When it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card.
Okay,
Cute.
so these were chosen randomly from this pack. Pick, lick, or flick. Megan, what are you picking?
Ooh, I picked Queen Kayla.
Yeah, she seems great.
I think I lick this Chromatic Star.
For sure.
And I flick this Lantern because I'm mad at it right now.
I think Soul Guide Lantern should be thrown into the sun and incinerated for all time. That's what I think about Soul Guide Lantern.
Spicy.
You ever played against this card? God dang it.
I mean, yeah. I'm playing Greasefang right now.
Yeah.
People play this. Wow.
Yeah.
It's upsetting.
That'll get you. And Chromatic Star is a great lick because not only are you tasting the rainbow,
taste the rainbow.
It's just a fine card.
Yeah, it's just a fine card. Replaces itself. What else do you need?
And it fixes your mana in a set where splashing sometimes is easier than you thought it could be.
Ooh.
Because of these little artifacts like that.
Yeah. All right. I'll random here.
Oh, you're gonna do another one? Yeah, let's do another one.
Phantom for me?
Phantom.
All right. We've got Disfigure. Single black instant. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn.
Good card.
Yeah. Reconstructed Thopter. 3 mana for a 2/1 flying with Unearth 2.
Okay.
Ooh. And Argivian Avenger, 6 mana for a 5/5, 1 until end of turn. It gets -1 and gains -1/-1 and gains your choice of flying, vigilance, death touch, or haste.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, these are all I think defensible choices.
Yes. This is tough.
Gosh, if this is like pack one, pick one, I probably have to take Disfigure.
Oh.
Just because it's so cheap for that effect.
Yeah. I think
my pick.
I'm picking Argivian Avenger.
That's also
like
good.
Colorless, and it's so good. Like you can attack, like give it vigilance.
Yeah.
And then if they block it, be like
give it death touch.
Also give it death touch.
Yeah.
Or just do it's so versatile.
All right, I'm picking Disfigure, licking the Avenger, and flicking the Thopter.
I'm gonna lick the Thopter just because I don't want to lick this Disfigure. I'm not saying the Thopter is a better card. I'm just saying I don't want to lick that Disfigure.
It is a horrifying card.
It's a horrifying art.
All right, we got one more
all right,
pick,
here we
lick,
go.
or flick left in this pack.
Goring Warplow.
Great name.
6 mana, 5/4 death touch, prototype 1 in a black. It's a 1/1.
Okay.
Swamp.
Get that out of here.
Mishra's Onslaught, 3 in a red, instant, choose 1, create 2 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens, or creatures you control get +2/+0.
Yeah, that's that red card I was talking that does either.
Urza, Power Stone Prodigy.
Oh, we have Urza.
2 in a blue, legendary creature, human artificer, 1/3 vigilance, 1 tap, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever you discard 1 or more artifact cards, create a tapped Power Stone token. This ability triggers only once each turn.
Ooh.
That seems really good.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to pick
seem
Urza.
good.
That's a good card.
Yeah.
I'm going to lick the Goring Warplow. Because the flexibility of having a 1/1 death toucher or a 5/4 death toucher. And then I'm going to flick Mishra's Onslaught just because I'm lazy. I don't want to do that setup.
But the spirit of lick is you'd have to lick it.
I'll lick that Warplow.
Wow. It has death touch. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. But
I agree. I pick the Urza. I think I lick the Onslaught.
I mean, like, look what's going on in this art, though. Are you going to lick that? You licking that giant robot made of flame?
I think I want to lick a robot made of flame more than I want to lick a robot with death touch. Is all I'm saying.
Okay, that's a fair point.
You know?
That's a fair point. The last card in the pack was Hoarding Recluse.
Not licking that.
It's that spider. What about the Spidey? Lick the Spidey.
I probably would pick it though.
Yeah, the Hoarding Recluse is great. Reach death touch 2/3. Anyway,
right.
That's your pick, lick, or flick. The ultimate pick, of course, the Transformer. Pretty sweet. Don't lick something with death touch, I guess.
Don't lick something with death touch. It just seems like solid.
We're not a medical podcast, but if we were, we might say that.
We might say that.
Well, everyone, that's our show.
How about it?
I'm so stoked to play more Brothers War.
Yeah, same.
Like I said, had an absolutely fabulous time at the pre-release. Coming on Arena today. Check it out. You can visit our lovely sponsors, Ultra Pro or Card Kingdom, for all of your magical needs. You can become a patron of our show to get the next episode sponsored in your honor at patreon.com/GLHF Magic.
This could be yours. Next episode could be for you, just like this episode was for Steven and Marcus.
Yay!
Steven and Marcus. This one was yours. This one was only yours.
If you had a fabulous time at your pre-release, you want to share any of your decks that you end up drafting on Arena, you can tweet them at us at GLHF Magic. You can share them in the Good Luck High Five Discord.
Sick.
We'd love to know what your thoughts are on the new format.
Yeah.
And the cards with Inst.
With Inst.
With Inst is just a fancy way to say within. So, like, think about it.
We'll see you next week for more episodes of this podcast with Inst to your ears.
And I'll try not to steal anything between then and now, but no promises.
Maria confesses to being a thief on her own podcast.